Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today presenting another Iron Valiant deck, the Entei V Iron Valiant deck. This is the most popular build of the deck at the moment, and I think after playing the deck, it does work quite well. So Entei V is a solid Pokemon, very attractive Pokemon. A lot of people like. 230 HP, so that's a good number for a basic V. It's got fleet-footed ability. Once during your turn, you may draw a card if it's in the active spot. That's nice, but doesn't really make it sing, but it does help, and it is a plus for sure. But the Burning Rondo is a very solid attack. Two energies, one fire, one colorless, does 20 plus 20 more for each bench Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's, so up to 220. And if an Entei V is in the mirror, if you didn't have to use Magma Basin to it, you don't get one shot. So that extra 10 HP by that 230 is helpful. So 4 copies of that. We also play as another attacker Radiant Charizard. After your opponent's taken some prizes with the Excited Heart ability, the attack cost is 1 colorless less for each prize card your opponent's taken, because the attack cost is 5 energy, 1 fire, 4 colorless. But if they've taken 4 prizes, you can attack for just 1 fire energy and a 250 damage on a single prize basic Pokemon that potentially can pay for 1 energy cost. Is super, super nice. 4 Iron Valiant EX, which is what you're playing in, I think, all these Iron Valiant decks. It's here for Tachyon Bits. We can't actually use the Laser Blade attack because we don't have the energy for it. But Tachyon Bits, once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to the active spot, you may place 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So very nice there. Boom, boom, boom. Setup damage to soften things up for Entei V or for Radiant Charizard at its 250. Or what you really want to do is get some yoga loops during the course of the game, because that you really kind of have to have that to win. It's a lot of fun when you do it. Yoga loop for 2 colors energy, so 1 double turbo or 2 other energies. You put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If your opponent now, the new Jirachi will stop this from working to the bench. So if their Jirachi's in play, you have to attack into the active. So just be aware of that. But you put 2 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon. If the Pokemon is knocked out by this attack, take another turn immediately after this. So very, very nice there. And then just to help things get set up, 1 Squawkabilly EX, because we really want to go hard, go fast, because we'll win. As games go on, the deck can definitely do that with a combination of Medicham and Entei V and Iron Valiant, but you also want to get some donks here and there, because that's part of what boosts the win rate of the deck is those donks, and they're super fun to have too. So Squawkabilly just helps you set up a little faster, a little bit harder there. Energy count 6 basic fire energy. We attach directly from hand. We can search with it with Earthen Vessel, and we can accelerate these fire energies with Magma Basin, so very good there. 2 DTEs, this pays directly for the attack of Medicham V, and then 2 jet energies. That's the split I had, 2 DTEs, 2 jets. It is a switch card, so it gets an extra Iron Valiant potentially, or it pays half the attack cost of your Entei V or your Medicham V, and it gets it from the bench to the active if that's what needs to happen too. So jet energy is a plus in this deck. So a ton of switching in this deck. I'm really all in on switching. 4 switch cards, which just switches anything from the bench to the active. 4 switch cards, which switches a basic from the active to the bench, but that's all we have is basic, so that's not a problem. And also the active that goes to the bench heals 30 damage from it, so keep that in mind. And then 4 escape rope. Your opponent switches from 1 from the bench to the active, then you switch 1 from the bench to the active, so just a ton of switching there. The other thing that helps with the switching is the tool here, Future Boost Energy Capsule. When it's attached to a future Pokemon, the Pokemon has no retreat cost and does 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. We're not attacking with Iron Valiant, so that part doesn't matter, but that free retreat is very nice in the deck. All right, what else do we have? 1 Earthen Vessel. I mentioned that before. You discard a card from hand off and a basic energy. Then you search your deck for 2 basic energies, those fire energies. 1 Lost Vacuum. We have to bump past to the peak, right? Or possibly a tool that's causing us trouble. You discard a card from hand, or no, you lost zone a card from your hand when you play this, and then you put any 1 tool or stadium into the lost zone. The other important way to bump path, and important stadium in the deck, is Magma Basin. 4 copies, right? Once during your turn, you may attach a fire energy from the discard pile to one of your bench fire Pokemon. so that's good. It just Entei V is the only. Oh, well, and Radiant Charizard. My apologies. We have two fire Pokemon there we can utilize. You could swap out. I'll just put this out there. Radiant Charizard with Radiant Heatran. Let me just. It's got different ups and upside downside. So let me just let you think about it. It's just putting this out there. Radiant Heatran, 160 HP, same HP. Retreat cost is 3 the same. This attack does for 3 energy, which it doesn't reduce, but you do have Magma Basin, so you can get it powered up in 2 turns potentially. This attack does 70 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So if you 2 turns, that's 4 damage counters. 4 times 70 is 280. That one-shots a lot of evolution EXs and Vs, and if you do 3 turns, that's 6 times 70, that's 420. You're one-shotting everything with that. So it's risky because you have to get it set up in advance and start putting energy on it. It's sitting on your bench there. It's going to get bossed up possibly. But, your opponent is gusting up a single-price Pokemon. Sometimes that works out better for you. But Radiant Charizard is certainly easier, which is why that's in smoother flowing, I would say, which is why it's in the deck. All right, getting back to the trainers. Okay, 4 Battle VIP Pass. It was 2 of the future booster capsules, by the way. You saw that, I'm sure. I don't think I said it. 4 Battle VIP Pass. We want to set up. We have Squawkabilly EX. We need to get a lot of Pokemon and Iron Valiants in play. So 4 Battle VIP Pass. Only use it your first turn. Put 2 basics on the bench there to help get Battle VIP Pass or some other card we need it on 1 turn. We play Forest Seal Stone, which can go on the Medicham V or the Entei V. I don't play Bravery Charm. That could be in the deck as well, I will say, but I'm not playing it. That could be a third tool that you might want to include. I also have Techno Radar as a way to get these Iron Valiants into play. You discard 1 card from hand, a Fire Energy if that's what you have usually, and then you search for any 2 future Pokemon which are Iron Valiant in this deck. So a way to get two Iron Valiant into play and not just restricted to the first turn like Battle VIP Pass. 3 Nest Balls, just get a basic onto the bench any point in the game. 3 Colress Experiment, really good. Look at the top 5 cards. Your deck, 3 in your hand, 2 in the Lost Zone. You always, with 5 cards, you're usually not Lost Zoning something that's critical to your game. And looking at 5, choosing 3 is quite good. Excuse me, there are 4 Professor's Research. A deck like this doesn't mind discarding things. It doesn't have any recovery, so maybe a Rod could be good in this deck. You have to be careful with what you're discarding, but 4 Research does help you get going, set up fast. And then 2 Boss's Orders, just really important. Working those knockouts, especially as you're switching around, getting damage counters spread. You want to control what you're hitting into with your active Pokemon. So a really solid list. There's a lot of variations of this list, but they're all pretty similar for the most part. This is a build I think is pretty good. And let's take a look and see what we can do on the ladder. All right, hopefully we get a nice game here to show things off. Certainly would like to, well, do I go first? Do I go second? I probably go first. I mean, look, the odds of the donk, I guess I go second, though, because I can attack second, too, right? So I'll go second deck. The donk is certainly increased if you go first, though, right? Because your opponent might only get down 1 Pokemon. So it's not ideal, but not going to get the donk here, which is fine. Mew, Charizard, hopefully I can get a knockout this turn, of course. So Techno Radar, probably want to use that. Want to get Squawkabilly into play. And ideally I can Medicham, right? Ideally Medicham. We'll see. And obviously 2 energies. So I have the DTE for Medicham, or I have the what am I thinking of here? Or I have Magma Basin as well. So a potential for a turn Okay, research is quite nice too. I might research first. I want an Entei, right? No, actually, I want a Medicham, right? I want to get a Medicham into play because that's what gives me game potentially, right? I discard a card from hand. I'll discard this energy because that's okay. Grab him, just kind of thin things out here, right? So I'm going to attach to the active, I think, the tool, so I can retreat to the bench. I'm going to use research here because I think research is the optimal. I want to see as many cards as possible, right? That's and then I'm going to Squawkabilly. Not bad at all. Okay, so I think I'm out. Do I want to? I think I want to. Let me take a look at the deck. Do I want to get rid of the Entei? Do I have recovery? I don't. So all right, I don't want to. I want to keep. I want one more Entei there. Okay, so Magma Basin. Do this. I have my retreat. I need some switching cards and an energy. Okay, well that's actually not bad, right? So I can retreat. I can switch. Let me think about this. So do this. I think I'm going to come up short though, right? I believe I come up short. I could get the energy, I can switch, but at this point I don't have knockout still, right? So I'm going to make this play. It's probably the wrong play. I'm going to Magma Basin because that's a good play, of course. And I'm going to take out the Mew. That's kind of my thought here. All right, so let me thin my deck a little more too for next turn because I'm not winning this turn. And that's okay. Get some energy in the discard pile. I could grab rope as well, right? Which might actually be the best thing to do here. Rope. Yeah, I should have thought. I should have thought this through a little differently, shouldn't I? So I'm gonna rope here. So I messed up this game, obviously. So I should have pinged the Mew. Clearly, that was a mistake. So I take the knockout. Yeah, I didn't think it through properly. I should have gone, yeah, take out the Charmander, which means he can't evolve. Nothing to evolve this next turn. Okay, so I have a rope, so I have one switch. I have a second with my retreat, so that's 40. And then I just need a switch card, but I also need the DTE as well, right? So, okay, Radiant Charizard. All right, and obviously they're getting energy on him, so he'll take a prize. I mean, he'll take two prizes actually, right? So, yeah. So I botched that turn one. Should have got the 40 damage counters on Mew and taken the knockout. Then I'd be all set to Medicham. Still in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So doing 140 right now. So without having to spread damage with Entei this next turn, right? That's what I'm adding up here. They're not going to be able to attack with Radiant Charizard. I'm pretty certain. I guess they could have Raihan. That would get 3. No, that actually wouldn't get it either. So don't know what they're going to do here. A Defiance Band. Okay, I mean, that's fine. I mean, that doesn't matter. They have the knockout. By effects of attacks. So that part's not great. That's okay, though. That means I have to Medicham to the active, right? But right now they have Mew in the active. So that part's good. All right, so, right, they have... I mean, hopefully the Mew stays there. Let's see how things stand. Because I could ping, and then knock out the Mew with Medicham. Jirachi stops damage counters being placed on bench Pokemon by attacks from basics, and I place damage counters on one of them, but I can place it on... Now, what this will let them do is that I'll take 2 prizes, which then means... Okay, so Lost City, I don't... That's fine. I don't particularly care about that. I would like Magma Basins, where they're making my life difficult, but I don't have anything in the active to accelerate to. Right, so see what happens. Okay. So that first turn did make a mess of that a bit, but we'll see what happens. So are they going to pass? So they're passing here, so I should... So let me grab 1 card here first. Boss is fine. That's great for next turn, actually, right? So this, boom, boom, that's very, very nice. So, so I keep the Mew in the active, of course. Send up. I'll send him up. I can place damage counters on the bench, but I need to knock out the Mew in the active, right? That's what needs to happen here. So send up the Iron Valiant. Put 2 more on the Mew. I have free retreat. So I'm going to Medicham to the active. And then I have a rope too, so that's good. Need to place on the active. So there we go. So up 2 prizes. Look, they get stronger. They're going to be blowing me up soon, though. So I need another good turn. I have the boss, though. I have 1 rope. So, so let me think. So I'm going to... all right, I'm going to Colress. I think I need to not use the... All right, so this is good. Jet Energy is good. And I'm going to have to discard the DTE. I need to... well, I could retreat too, right? So let me grab these cards here. Actually, I don't want a hard retreat, though, do I? I want to... Do I want to take out the Jirachi? I probably don't mind that, right? So I will switch here. I don't have... Oh, no, I have the 2 energies on. So I'm going to... what do I want to do? I want to set somebody up, right? So... do that. I will send up... I guess I just keep the... I'm just going to attack here, which is fine. All right, another Jet Energy. I like that too. I don't know. I'm kind of botching this game, I do believe. So, 3 prizes, but I'm now in a bit of a weak spot here. Okay, so but they're going to blow me up. I have. Let's see what they do here. They're gonna knock me out. I can obviously the Radiant Charizard is a problem for me, but I want to Yoga Loop if possible. We'll see what happens. So another Pidgey down. Obviously, I just need one ping on that one Pidgey, and I can take the knockout. So I will send up. Okay, well, that's fine. So I will send up. Have a rope here, right? So I will send him up. 2 ropes. Okay, good. So rope. I see what's coming here, I assume. And I have free retreat. I could double rope. We'll see what they send up. If I don't like what they stick in the active, I will rope again, right? If they send up the Pidgey that I'm going to knock out, I think I do a second rope play. Okay, they sent him up, which is fine. So I'm going to rope again. So I'll send him up. And he's ready. And now I will do another rope. And I will send up Iron Valiant with the tool attached. So I have the free retreat into Medicham. I need to bench the Entei, attach an energy this turn as well. So that's good, right? And Entei with the capsule. Okay. Who I'm going to take out. So just want to start weakening him up. Entei goes down. Gonna attach an energy here. I will toss a tool down here. Why not? Just kind of thinning things out. I will retreat into Medicham. I have jet energy as well, so that's good. I will Yoga Loop, and I can hit the bench, right, which is good. Because I had the Jirachi's not down, so that's important. So a 4th prize card as I pick things through. Obviously, I still don't have game, of course. So what do I want to hit into? I do have boss. Actually, I think I have game here, right? I have boss. So I believe this gets me the knockout. What am I doing here? I'm doing 180. So I will just boss for game. So the math all worked out quite nicely. I misplayed at the start of the game. Wasted two pings, right? Wasted 40 damage, but that was okay. So deck worked well, I will say. So deck worked better than I did, in fact, right? But you know, Entei's a solid. Entei's a good attacker. It's solid. It tends not to be great. Obviously, Medicham makes the deck a lot more interesting, and obviously, right now this is probably, in terms of popularity, the strongest way to play Iron Valiant. All right, hopefully we get a good game to show off the deck. Hopefully, I optimize my decisions over the course of the game. The last game, which I'm probably going to upload, I did not. I'm also going to try to just up the energy level. I was a little slow. I just had a meal and a little bit of that post-meal lethargy going on, I think. So just need to kind of kick it up a notch if I can. See how that sustains. All right, so taking a mulligan. So they see the Future Booster capsule. Future Booster energy capsule. So Entei goes in the active. He draws a card, which is good. I have Forest Seal Stone. That's good as well. I have a Switch Cart, so I can get a Battle VIP Pass with the Forest Seal Stone. I have Colress too, so I probably, the sequencing's always a question here. I think I draw with Entei first because I have no choice over that, but knowing that piece of information can help guide my decision with Colress. So I think Entei first, then Colress. So okay. So getting some energy in the discard, which of course they want to do, and Iono. All right. Well, this could be the donk that one is always looking for, right? So I'll grab a card first. Another Entei. All right. So what do I want to get rid of? I'll get rid of the energy, right? So let me get 2 of these guys down. Let's just see. Can I get the donk? That's what I'm going for here, right? So I have Switch Cart, which I will... No, let me Colress first at this point. So that's good. That's good. I'll grab an energy. So I can Medicham this turn. I have that as an option. So let's think here. Can I pull this off? I think I have the pieces here, right? I'll start doing the pinging. I need to get I might end up coming up short here though. I will. Oh no, okay. With the future booster capsule, I should have it, right? Now that I think it through, right? I did not retreat yet, so I will Medicham Forest Seal Stone, grab Battle VIP Pass, and I got the concede. So, opponent felt it coming. I wasn't guaranteed from what they could tell, but once I Forest Seal Stone, it kind of gave the odds of pulling it off were obviously very high. They could have waited it out, but the deck does what it does there. It gets the donk, which is always satisfying. All right, let's see what we can do here. Since I sat down to record these videos, I'm 2 for 2. Can I make it 3 for 3 and hopefully get a good game to show things off? Got a game where I misplayed turn 1, but worked through the win and then got a donk. The next game, donks are fun, but it's you want to show off the deck that it can win by donking and by grinding out the knockouts as well. All right, so taking a mulligan, not ideal, and obviously the opponent now knows Iron Valiant. At least they have to suspect it because they see the future booster energy capsule. So just 1 mulligan, that's good. The less cards I give up, the better. Toss out the Entei, right? So that is good. Have Techno Radar. Can get Squawkabilly down. All right, so in the mirror, it's looking like here, right? So I'm going to want to squawk and seize this turn, right? Yeah, so we'll see. Okay, Squawkabilly. Ditch the energy. It doesn't... Yeah, I want the energy in the discard pile, so grab 2 of these guys. Thin things down, right? 1, 2... I think I want all 3 down, right? Because... and then I get a Medicham down. And I'll wait on the Entei till after I squawk and seize. Okay, well, that's pretty good there. Draw this card here. A future booster energy capsule is nice as well. So I think I kind of want to wait on this. At this point, this is not ideal, I will say. So I will attach my 1 tool here, leave the bench space, and turn. I could have roped. I could have actually pinged twice. I could have roped and retreated, but I don't, see what I'm up against. Okay, so Medicham, Inteleon, Urshifu, so not the Iron Valiant deck. It's going to be tough for me to get through and win this one. All right, they're high HP Pokemon. Hopefully they play Remoraid. 2 Remoraid, well, that's really nice for me, right? Because that Remoraid should give me a knockout. Yeah, that's good. I like that. So very good there. I'm sure they play Radiant Alakazam. At least I would imagine they do. Let's see what happens here. So I want to Yoga Loop, certainly. I need to get Medicham into play, of course. I have 1 energy on the Entei, so that's nice. It opens up the possibility that I can, I can use Jet Energy to swing into Entei V as a possibility. I can, let's see, what are the HPs on these guys? 200, so 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So I'm doing 180 the way the bench situation is now, and I'll get down 1 more. So I'll be doing 200. So I'll one-shot the Inteleon V, and I need 1 ping on the Medicham V to knock him out, so I probably can, so before my opponent gets the next turn, I should, my goal is to take 3 prizes, right? Yoga Loop, a Remoraid, and take out 1 of their Vs. All right, so I think I want to, well, let me do some switching here, right? Let me do the switcheroo. So, ping, ping. I think I might research this turn. I think that's my play. Which means I can switch, get all 3 pings with Iron Valiant, which I like that. I like that a lot. I gotta say, I like that quite a bit. Okay, so I'll send you up. So I don't really care here, right? So he's going to go to the bench because of this rope play. So that's part of what I'm thinking here. So do another rope. Probably send up the other Remmer. No, okay, so that's okay. But that means, oh, I messed up. I set up the wrong. No, that's okay. All right, so I forgot. I didn't actually have the guaranteed switches, did I? I kind of miscounted my switcheroos there. All right, so I don't have the energy here, though, do I? So I do want to get a Medicham down, though, right? This is I kind of botched this, didn't I? I did very much botch this. All right, so I can retreat here, take the Medicham, send up the Medicham. I need to grab the energy with him. I have the Jet energy, which is decent too. So I'll grab my DTE here. I will Yoga Loop. Yeah, I miscalculated. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's the only DTE, right? I think I'm playing 2 in deck. The 1 is prize, so that's got to remember that. So I get a second turn here. So I really can't afford to drop that energy. I don't. Can I discard that energy? That would be bad, right? That would be bad. So at this point, I've got to rope that. Well, the problem with the rope play, I do want to get this knockout, though, don't I? So I could send up. What do I do here? Do I research the stuff away? I'm going to research and hope. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, got the switches. I don't have the energy, though. I don't have the energy here. So that's a big problem. Because I didn't want to attach Jet Energy. I could have done the Jet Energy now that I see what I have. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ping, 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 and take out the Remoraid here. I think it's a weird play, but I'll take out the Octilleries, which does set them back, right? I don't right now. I can't attack unless I hit something here, right? So I do grab a prize card. So right now, but I slowed them down. So got a Switch Cart. Problem is, what do I do now? I'll switch in. Well, I'll. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 160. So I'm gonna save my ping because my ping just doesn't get it for me. I need to draw something off the Entei V. That's the problem. I need to hit something good here. And I got the Jet Energy, so now I don't get the knockout, but I do smack into them. Okay, it's not. I'm not sure. I think I probably missequenced that. Probably. I don't know if I was guaranteed, but I could have done something to increase my odds there, right? That's what I think. So getting down the 2 Remoraids, getting down an Urshifu, so getting all their pieces into play here. I'll draw for turn, and I draw with Entei. If they play a rope, I send up Iron Valiant with the tool attached, which is fine because it gives me free retreat off that one, right? Okay, so it gets that energy down. So I can take 2 prizes easily. All right, so let's see what I hit here. If I hit something good, so I can switch. So I can Yoga Loop again. So that's quite nice, right? So I will switch into 1 without. I have another switch, and that's okay. And I will switch into you. So just taking another prize here. Retreat into Medicham and Yoga Loop again, which is good because this is the only DT I have, although there is one in the prizes, right? So, and I can take a knock. I can take 2 prizes a turn. It doesn't get me game though, right? So I do have Boss though. Boss is nice for sure. So I think I'm going to retreat and I'm going to think this through a bit. So they can. I need to take prizes here. That's what I need to do. Let me draw my card here. I have the energy to attach, which I might want to do because 2 basics also. All right, so where am I at here? I'm at 200. So I think I want to use the Boss here. I'm going to attach to Medicham. So he's ready for next turn. I'm going to Boss up one of these guys, take 2 prizes, get 1 prize away from game here, right? I did have that suboptimal start, but okay, so all right, well those are good cards there. Rope, Switch, I actually can possibly, no, okay, so they got him evolved, which is good, which they needed to do. Okay, Urshifu comes up. We'll see what happens here. They're going to blow up my Entei, I assume. They need to evolve and attach an energy to Inteleon V, right? With the VMAX, Inteleon VMAX does take it out. Okay, so now they're going to knock out my Entei. They're going to evolve into the VMAX. Maybe get down another V. So, you know, I'm obviously well up on prizes, but this is the turn they needed to have. Right, so we will see what happens. Obviously, so he's a soft 2 prizes. That's okay. Just hitting the slightly lowest HP guys, that's fine. They need to ping a second time on Squawkabilly, and then they can take him. All right, so he's going to get knocked out. I need to send up I'll set up the Squawkabilly because I can switch cart away from him. That would be good, right? I'll see what I draw for turn. I would really still like, well, Boss. Boss may just get me game here, right? Maybe. Not necessarily, though, right? He needs what? So I need an energy still, right? So let me switch. So he's at what? 50. So, all right, let's see. Do I have the pieces? I need actually one more switching card, right? And so I want to take out that Medicham V. And I might just Colress here as well, right? Because should I Colress now? Because right now I can't attack, right? Let's see what I hit off Colress. Did I? That's good. So I can attack with Entei V, right? Which is good. So I'm going to rope here. Actually, I have game, right? Because I can retreat him. Sorry, so now that I think about it, 20, and I can retreat. I have free retreat, and this gets the knockout for game. So, yep, sorry, I kind of lose focus of. So there we go, bang through him. So, Entei V did enough, and so the other DTE was the last prize. But since you can pay for it with 2 basic energies or jet energy involved in it, that's fine. There's multiple ways to get the energies onto the Medicham V, but the Entei V, 600 damage, enough to be effective. So there we have it with the deck. You can win. You can win even when you make some suboptimal plays. But Entei V, honestly, from playing it, while it seems like a less logical build to me than the Jolteon VMAX that I did the other day, the Entei V does, from my experience, it does work better. So definitely give it a try. I'm going to try some other things with the Iron Valiant as well, and we'll see if any of them are worth posting. Give the deck a try, have some fun, and take care.